All right, let's get you out to the Hill now where we can get some new updates. Kilmeny Ducart is tracking some of this, but pretty amazing. In just the days since the debate, we have seen the chatter go from first the media complaining, and now Kilmeny. It seems like there is a boiling point today. What's happening on the Hill?
Yeah, Bianca, this has been really interesting because what we've been talking about in particular is the fact that Democrats have shifted their focus on trying to concentrate on some of these key House races because they believe that this is an area where they can regain the majority. But there's been a lot of concern, especially with some of these down ballot races among Democrats. And that was something that was seemingly much harder for Democrats to admit when we spoke to them on Friday on the House steps. Following that debate performance that we saw from President Biden, a lot of them just weren't able to jump into the conversation, at least publicly, that this was a major concern for the party. It's going to be interesting to see with this latest statement that we have received again from Democratic, Congressman Lloyd Doggett. I want to read a little bit of his statement, Bianca, because this is really truly going to be what we imagine to be on the minds of a lot of Democratic lawmakers here. He said, having devoted his life to public service, President Biden has achieved much for our country at home and abroad, stepping up to lead a nation in crisis. He talks a little bit about how he had hoped that the debate would provide some momentum to change that, but it didn't. And instead of reassuring voters, the president has failed to effectively defend many of his accomplishments and expose what he says Trump's many faults here. So there's a lot that's gone into this statement, and I think that when a lot of these lawmakers are having to consult their constituents, and again, the House and the Senate are out of session right now, they're going to have to explain why they're not addressing the concerns about the president's mental state here. I think the key question right now is this going to be a domino effect? And again, they're looking at the fact that there is potential trouble in the Senate. Democrats, there are now growing concerns that they will not maintain control of the Senate. That's why they're focusing on these House races. But the key question is, do more members come out of this, Bianca? Does this start a wave in a conversation that we've seen largely happening behind the scenes, but is now coming out into the public forefront?
Well, much more reaction. I know you'll be gathering today on the Hill. Great to have you in for that live update on that breaking detail. Kilmeny Ducart, appreciate it as always. So donors could be a big problem for Biden, but also the wind seems to be at Donald Trump's back, as we told you, breaking off the top of the show here. DA Alvin Bragg, his office says they're not going to oppose delaying the July 11th sentencing as Trump tries to obviously move forward and look to the RNC, looks towards picking his vice presidential running mate. Pleased to have with us today Trump attorney Lindsey Halligan and attorney David Gelman to weigh in on all of these breaking details. Hi, guys. Great to see you. We were wondering just yesterday if July 11th, which is now just, 9 days away, would be a day where Juan Merchan may be sentencing Donald Trump. It looks like that is completely off the books now. So how much of a delay can we expect, Lindsey? Obviously, that's a huge win for Trump as well.
Yeah, I think the sentencing hearing of President Trump will definitely be moved by the judge since Alvin Bragg agreed to that and also hasn't made a sentencing recommendation to the judge yet. So I think there's no way that the judge goes forward with that hearing next week. President Trump also asked Judge Merchan for permission to file a motion to set aside the conviction, arguing that the case involved evidence from President Trump's official acts in the White House. And as you know, the Supreme Court just ruled yesterday that not only that prosecutors can't charge a president for any official act, but also cannot use evidence from official acts in trial for unofficial acts. So this conviction should be thrown out, but we'll see what happens.